When a husband received the news of his beloved wife's demise, he was utterly devastated. He was still reeling from the loss and mourning her death when he witnessed something incredibly shocking one day. Keep watching to discover the whole story. Losing a loved one is a painful experience. No matter how much time passes, we might never fully heal from the pain, trauma, and grief of being apart from our near and dear ones. Moreover, the void they leave behind is not easy to fill, and living with the emptiness is easier said than done. Time is said to heal all wounds, but every scar has a story, and some stories are so deeply imprinted on our minds and hearts that they become unforgettable. Despite the heart-wrenching pain, we try to hold on to the memories, the only reminder that we were lucky to share precious moments with our loved ones. Today's story centers around a man's heartbreak and grief for his beloved, followed by a pleasant surprise that arrived when he needed it most. In early 2021, a Spanish family was left heartbroken by a piece of tragic news that ambushed them most unexpectedly. They were told that Rogelia Blanco, then 85 and a resident of the Xove care home in Galicia's Orense province, Spain, had passed away on January 13 after contracting coronavirus. 2 weeks earlier, Rogelia was among a group of elderly residents transferred to another facility for care and treatment following their COVID-19 diagnosis. While Ramon and the entire Blanco family were thrilled to have Rogelia return from the dead, the other woman's family was left in pieces. When Rogelia's husband Ramon Blanco learned about the heart-shattering news, he broke down and couldn't believe that the love of his life had left him alone in the world. The heartbroken man expressed, "I couldn't believe it, I was crying after the death of my wife." According to La Voz de Galicia, Rogelia's funeral was held a day after she was declared dead. Still, due to coronavirus protocols, neither her husband or her family members were able to attend. A few days later, Ramon and the entire Blanco family received the biggest shock of their lives when Rogelia returned to her care home in great spirits. The surprising incident occurred 9 days after the pensioner's family was informed she'd been buried. When the grieving husband saw his wife standing in front of him in the room they shared in the elderly residential center, he was stunned and rendered speechless. Ramon couldn't believe that the wife he was told had died was alive and well and back with him. But how was that possible? It turned out that the Blancos had been mistakenly informed of Rogelia's death after the care home authorities accidentally swapped her identity with that of another woman being treated for COVID-19 in the same room. After Rogelia contracted COVID-19, she was said to have moved to another care facility with other patients testing positive. According to a statement issued by the San Rosendo Foundation, which runs the care home, the blunder happened after Rogelia and the other woman were transferred to share a room at the Os Gozos care facility in Pereiro de Aguiar, some 200 kilometers from Xove for treatment. The statement further said that an identification error during the transfer from Xove to Pereiro de Aguilar led to the death of one of the women being certified on January 13, although their identities were mixed up. The foundation was also said to have expressed sheer regret for the unfortunate incident and the inconvenience it caused to both the women's families. The court was also said to have informed about reversing the mistake over Rogelia's death. While Ramon and the entire Blanco family were thrilled to have Rogelia return from the dead, the other woman's family was left in pieces. She was later identified as a 90-year-old lady, Concepcion Arias, who was known as Conchita. Upon receiving the news of her death, Conchita's brother said, "They told me she had recovered, but when I traveled to the care home to visit her, I discovered that she'd actually died 10 days ago and been buried under another name." While Ramon and his family had every reason to celebrate Rogelia's arrival, the pain Conchita's family endured was heartrending. We send our heartfelt prayers and wishes their way. What are your thoughts on this story? Please share this story with your loved ones and stay tuned for more relatable and intriguing content.